How's everybody doing? I am so sorry. The batteries died on my phone and the bitch died before I had a chance to finish. So I am so sorry about that. But I got good news. I bought myself a new laptop today. Keisha got me a new laptop. And some more goodies. So I was happy about that. Are there any room? Any room here? It's a little dark. Hold on 1 second here. There you go. It's like a movie. It gotta be right. Maybe this way is better. Okay, still at the hotel. I'll be here for a month. You know, I'm gonna eat and go to the gym and work out and see. I've been eating all morning since 4 o'clock this morning. I'm doing work because running the school and running my other companies and doing what I'm doing. The theater season is beginning and people are giving me scripts to write for plays. I just got a call from an agent to look at a script. Can't do none of that. Just open a new chapter, thinking of opening another chapter in Florida, the People's Astrologer. Somebody asked me if I didn't fix my teeth yet. I had one surgery and I had one extraction, which I've been healing from. But in 2 weeks, I got to have another surgery to do 2 more root canals, 2 crowns, and then do a root, a cap, and then reconstruct my teeth on the top. So yeah, it's just one of several surgeries. And that's why I'm here, because the specialists are in Houston. I'm told that it's in Houston, downtown Houston, or Dallas, which is to all return to New York. I'm staying put here in Houston. That's why I'm here. And since I'm here, I should give me a place as well. Because it looks like all my plans that I wanted to do did not work out the way I wanted them to work out. Oh. Good morning. Let me say good morning. Thanks, Shanique Krohoff. Thank you for the laptop. Thank you, Shane. Chris Shark Cat 33. Thank you. Scorpio Ascendant. Good morning, Robert Herman. Good morning, Death. Good morning, Nicosi 420. Good morning. You're going to your Saturn return. You're 28. Your Sag Sun, Scorpio Moon, Saturn Aquarius in the 9th house. Good. And this video is for you. Hello, Uncle Fernando. Love you too. Love you too. Love you too. Listen, this is crazy. Look, it's crazy. I'm like, oh, Fernando, I've never. This is a transformation happening with my body, losing weight like this. So I know I look good to many of you, but I've always known myself to be a big guy, big, bulky, big guy. And to lose weight like that, I'm like, I looked like this when I was in my 20s and my 30s, early 30s. Isn't it interesting that in my second Saturn return, my body is even changing, going back to how I looked when I was a model and used to model underwear. I never had my stomach. It was like this when I was, I'm modeling, underwear, modeling clothes. Now I've been big, and I like big. I'm happy with all shapes and sizes that I am. When you're happy with yourself, you're happy in any shape and size you come in. But it just amazes me how the cycles of nature work and how astrology works. This is the body that I used to have when I was in my late 20s, early 30s. When I was doing soap operas and I was doing theater. And it's interesting that I just got a call for a script for a show in New York. What I used to do back in New York back 30 years ago. That's amazing. Again, Saturn is returning me back to my original even career that I was doing and all that stuff. I want you to understand how Saturn works and how cycles work. Even your body goes through cycles. Very important, guys, to grab this and understand this. There is a design and a pattern to nature. Right? Oh, eating. But you know what? I gotta do me a spliff. So I can have appetite. When you take all these pills, you have no appetite. I gotta drink water so I don't get constipated. And so the blisters don't work because they're still there. But you know, oh God, when I go through these surgeries, it's just like, I mean, it's crazy. Now I put a little bit of my dandelion oil, and I put on some, to calm the blisters. I take these halls, I put them in my tongue because it helps. Hello, Laura Bolton. How are you, Miss Bolton? Verim Parapio. How are you? Shama G. There's my dandelion oil. Dandelion oil is very good. Oregano oil is good. I put it where I got the surgery to keep it clean. Then there's some oregano oil and water and drink it. It helps anesthetize and clean. Because I still gotta eat. You can't let nothing fall in there. That hole has to heal. And it's been healing. I've been doing some visualization with white light and crystals, and it's been healing very well. I also took olive oil and I took a gauze and I dipped it in olive oil, and I infused it with Palo Santo, burned it, and then I did some prayers. There's some tooth prayers here. These are very sacred prayers by very powerful forces. When you guys have a problem on this witchcraft, this is I go here. There's some prayers here. I get the pentagram there. There's some prayers here. If I read them, you'll be good or fucked up. So that's why I can smoke and I don't get dry socket. I've done the prayers, I did the anointing, and it completely blocked it. Magic is real. But then I also do these things with great respect and great reverence. And I ask permission. I don't just do the prayer and then I be smoking all day long, binging all day long. I don't smoke cigarettes. And I'm not drinking. Now, so I do respect. So when they know that I respect, they give me a little break. And of course, that they give me a needle, we have to inject in there with some powerful antibiotics. But this is just agony. Ooh. And it burns and it tastes horrible. You can't drink, you have to spit it out. Tell you, the tooth situation is a process. It's a process. And I'm sharing this with you because I want you guys to have respect for your teeth, your oral cavity. I have nice teeth. I have nice teeth. Never nice teeth, nice gums. Never did I know that was something going on here that could have killed me. You see how insidious that was. That's why it's important to get your dental checkup twice a year, every year, because you just never know. Let this serve as a lesson for you all. But I like this spliff. Okay. We're gonna finish with Sagittarius. Robert and Herman, we're gonna get to that. Well, Natalie, I never had an abscess. I never had an abscess, Natalie. Never. No, no. I'm very, very careful. I'm a Virgo at the end of the day. I'm very hygienic. You could eat off my mouth. I'm very, very hygienic. Believe me. Okay. All Virgos are. We might be slack and disorganized, but we're very hygienic. Virgo rules health now. And as a magician, we know how to manipulate health, all that kind of stuff, but I'm rare, I'm rare. Let me ask some questions before we jump right in. Okay, let's see. The black man is God. I feel your pain. I have Lilith in Libra my whole life story. Pain, pain, pain. I'm sad. Okay, that's from the black man is God. And he is. Okay. And then the other gods. Okay, we have Tiffany Taylor. Fairy dust works. Yes, it does. Real talk, Tina. Off to my temp job. Unfortunately, but fortunately, don't worry, Tina. We're gonna think of you. Ray McClare. Oh, he went up. Alexander, my Saturn is an Aquarius in the 12th house. Sean Mitchell, looking good, Uncle. Thank you. Okay, it looks like a lot of you are ready to hear this. Okay, let's jump in. Let me finish with Sagittarius, which I got cut off and didn't get to finish. Sagittarius deals with there's the esoteric and then there's the mundane. And there's something that I didn't mention with Scorpio that I'm going to mention here that I didn't get to mention in the other video. With Saturn in Sagittarius, there is a negative outlook. Saturn can cause depression in Sagittarius. Understand that Sagittarius is buoyant, is bubbly, cheerful, giddy, sexy, boyish. And I'm talking about the girls and the boys. Because here, there is a very powerful sense of androgyny here. You don't really feel it with the men or boys or young men. You don't see this androgyny with the Sagittarian male is so masculine that it's almost impossible to feminize him. And if he wants to come across feminine, it will probably be very awkward and not very tasteful if that's not the intent. Very different than being a drag queen. And I know many Sagittarian men that are drag queens and they do a phenomenal job and being women, the lipstick, the makeup, the hair, the dress, but you cannot deny the statuesque physique of the horseman contours that even shines through from all that female drag. And it's difficult to balance it because it's so masculine that it just oozes through. It's different with the Sagittarian female. No beat today. Hold on 1 second. Yes, hello, Mr. Henry. Yes, sir. How are you? A little weak. I just had the first surgery, and I'm under a lot of antibiotics, and they're going to do the second surgery next Friday, and then 2 more. Okay. All right. And then I'll be back in New York. Emery called me and told me if I want the appointment or not to get here before the 30 days. So, of course, he wasn't very emphatic. And I will do just that. Okay, so he said 30 days from when? He didn't go into specifics. He's saying that you might not, if you close my case, I'm not going to get the appointment, and I better get here before they close it in 30 days, because he's going by the rules, not necessarily that he thinks he's going to do it. No, he's putting pressure, so I told him I'll be there, provided that I'm allowed to travel. I'm allowed to take the Amtrak back. That'll be 3 days from Texas. Okay, all right, well, I'll just check in. All right, so just give me informed, I guess. All right. And what is the possibility of that appointment? Since he's now talking about me having it, is that a possibility? Yeah, it's a possibility. Once you submit once I get all the documents and you sign what you need to sign. Okay. You need anything from me? Well, you have to sign the lease and all that stuff first. Okay. I'm bringing the document with me from the doctors and the bill. It's cost $7,000. I had to take out a loan. I called the state. The state said that the only way they can help me get a surgeon is, they said, why didn't I call them? I didn't know that I could do this. I didn't know that I had the option to call Medicare and find a dentist for me on emergency. Nobody wanted to see me in New York. And I was in serious trouble. So thank God that I was taken back to Texas to perform the procedures. But I'll keep you informed. Okay. Oh, that was I had to take this. It always happens in inopportune moments. That was my agent who wants to know why I'm not. He wants to know why I'm not in New York having the surgeries. Why I'm in Texas? Oh, because New York let me down. And he's a family specialist. So now they're like concerned because I'm not a Texan resident. So they want me back. That was the state that called me. Of New York. They want me to return back to New York as soon as I get the surgeries done, and then proceed to go and get an apartment and all that stuff. And so, so that's another drama waiting, because that chapter in New York is still not over. Still not over. And I got to have peace of mind so I can recover before I jump into another soap opera, which I haven't left yet. Well, anyway, back. So understand that Sagittarius, we can look at it from 2 fronts, the mundane side and the esoteric side. Let's go to the mundane side for a minute. Actually, that's where really it counts. With Saturn inside, you can be very depressed. Everything that Sagittarius stands for, usually, doesn't seem to hold water when Saturn is there. And when Saturn is in Sagittarius, there tends to be a watering down of the virtues of Sagittarius. There is a somber, gloomy, depressing aura that he has to with soap opera, One Life to Live, All My Children, General Hospital, and The Bold and the Beautiful. So you have to understand that this type of mood, and also mood swings that he can go through, or she can go through. Well, it's different, because when it comes to the female Sag, she's gonna internalize it, hold it in, and go on about her day, and not have such a positive outlook. The Sagittarian man will go to these depressing, momentary lapses of even breakdowns or meltdowns. Understand that the opposite of Sagittarius is Gemini. And Gemini and Sagittarius, that whole polarity of Gemini and Sagittarius rules the central nervous system, the afferent and the efferent and peripheral nervous system. So with Saturn here, there might be a depression that's induced by mental aberrations. There might be mental illness here. Since Sagittarius deals with the higher mind, then it makes sense that Saturn might attack the mind and cause mental aberrations or depressions based on some illness that's inherent or an accident that could cause it. Right? So understand that this is yes, if Saturn is in Sagittarius, this is happening now. For those who are born with Saturn in Sagittarius. If you have transiting Saturn like the other planets, it's a different astrology than the natal astrology that we are referring to. And that is also mundane astrology as well, but it's not natal, it's different. So understand that Saturn in Sagittarius can strike in this area. Another area in where it may strike could be your belief system. And this can happen in several ways. The belief system may be secular, where the Sagittarian only believes in his own belief system and that of his own race and culture and country. He might be hostile or antagonistic or not be receptive or open to the philosophy of other races and of other cultures. It can strike that way as well, where there's an inability to see the perception or perspective of the same philosophy that he is defending, also in other cultures. Because, all philosophies kind of have a little color of the same fabric of all the other philosophies, of all the other races. It's up to us to find the commonality of all other races and cultures and connect it to ours to see if there's a connection between that person and myself who come from two different distinct cultures, but share the same vision or the same philosophical doctrine. That is an opportunity to get close. With Saturn in Sagittarius, this might be denied. They might not want to. And this could be because maybe in the childhood there was a trauma. Maybe the person got beat up by a foreigner, or maybe he was made fun of by foreigners, or maybe he witnessed like 9/11. 9/11, when 9/11 hit, everybody hated the Arabs or anyone that looked Arabic and were discriminating upon them. And they hated their philosophy. You know what's interesting? In the birth chart of the United States, Sagittarius falls in the 7th house. Sagittarius falls in the 7th house, which in mundane astrology, when we're dealing with birth charts of countries, which is very different how we approach them concerning natal individual birth charts, is that the 7th house represents the relationship that we have with other countries. And we have Sagittarius here. The United States is very well known for being a country that's open and tolerant and receptive avoiding to other nations and allowing other people from other cultures to come in. But when 9/11 hit, Arabs were not allowed to come in here, or anyone that looked like an Arab or wore a jihad, especially the women, might have been victimized, and the philosophy of the Quran was brought into question. Well, how can someone be so loving, so beautiful, and kill like this? So this is an example of Saturn in Sagittarius, where there may be conflict between cultures and races based on some radical ideologies that may or may not fit. Oh, it's deep? It is deep. And as I light this split, it's about to get deeper. Do you remember? Oh, wait. Nicosi has something to say. Nicosi, what's wrong? She's like, oh, this is crazy. Why is it crazy? Because they're cute. Wait, let's wait. Oh, it went too down. It went too far down. Oh man. What you say, Nikki? What you say? Oh, I didn't get there. I don't know. It left. Okay. That's it. You know. Yesterday or the day before yesterday when I was doing the video, I forgot to put the blanket underneath the door, and they charged me $300 for smoking in the room. I'm gonna try to do a spell to deflect it. Since we're dealing with death, which Saturn also rules, you have to be careful of dying in a plane crash or dying in a foreign country or dying at the hands of foreigners. Right? The worst the Saturn can do in this position of Sagittarius is make you a bigot. Since it rules races, Saturn here can produce, like it does in Leo, bigotry. The classic signature of the racist is Saturn in Sagittarius, where the devil is attacking you by making you hate other races and then going after their annihilation. That's another area that it can strike. Usually with Saturn in Sagittarius, there is a history of abuse, severe abuse that can alter the philosophical perspective of the person born with Saturn in Sagittarius. The way that you can control the afflictions of Saturn in Sagittarius is by embracing the opposite polarity, which is Gemini. So here, the person with Saturn in Sagittarius has to learn to appreciate and respect variety. Just like Sagittarius rules high philosophy, high learning based on empirical experiences. Gemini, which is the opposite polarity point of Sagittarius. Oh, there's always something going on. You all see this all Saturn in my third house. You all say always something. No, I never heard of it. And if I don't stop it, it's going to continue. I never have the alarm on this bitch. I didn't even know this had an alarm. Who knew? And it just see these are the things that be going on. These are the things that be going on. All right. So you have to reach the polarity point. And the polarity point of Sagittarius is Gemini. Versatility of intellect, versatility of mind. Or even if we're dealing with the same concept of philosophy, one way of looking at it is not the only way to look at it. If you allow yourself room to perceive other perspectives of the same philosophy, your philosophy might grow even more richer. So you should talk to the Puerto Rican, the Dominican, the Irish, the English, the Buddhist. They may connect to you in ways that you didn't realize, how you not expanded. Jupiter, Sagittarius, expanded your mind to also allow more options to come in that can further enhance your philosophy and even verify what you already felt. Is this making sense? Ain't nobody saying nothing. I hope it didn't go too deep. But this is a philosophical sign and a deeply philosophical position. All right? Now, of course, diversity is awesome. Yeah, a lot of people are going to their Saturn now. A lot of people are going to their Saturn. A lot of people, Miss Farmer, some of our friends. I'm reading some of your notes here. Yeah. Yeah, well, those are the archons doing that. I'm telling you, the archons that like to play games and tricks. They sure do. No, I didn't do Saturn in Leo in another video. This is the first video, the second video. The first video was Saturn and Scorpio and Sagittarius. Actually, I was going to talk about the globes of the Earth, but I got so into my own stuff with Saturn, and then I got into a conversation with some of you that we made it about Saturn cycle. See, I'm the people's astrologer. I'm your astrologer. You guys wanted to talk about that? I changed the header and made it the Saturn cycle, beginning with Scorpio and Sagittarius. I didn't do Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra. I haven't done those yet. Don't look for them. I haven't done them yet. Okay? And I haven't done Capricorn, Aquarius, or Pisces. But I'm going to do them now. I'm going backwards. Okay? I'm moving backwards. Hmm? So for those of you, so understand, yeah, because people tell me they always do the last signs like Pisces, Aquarius last, and I don't give you a lot of info because all my engine runs out by the time I get to you signs. This time I'm reversing and doing you first. Okay. Where my joint at? Did I smoke that joint already? Oh my god, I said that so loud. But Fernando, you better stop. Thank God, man. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. It keeps freezing on me. Don't you hate that? It keeps freezing on me. Look at how Uncle. Yeah, you two across the room. Yeah, roll up. The $25 readings for 25 minutes. No, no longer doing that. But do you want me to? Do you want me to? Okay, I'll do it. For the next 2 days, $25, 25 minutes. No problem. But for the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, it'll be done on Friday. So get in your coins and call me in 25 minutes, $25. Okay. So I'm gonna put down the website so you can pay. 1, 2, 3. There you go, and then we can continue. Because I usually don't deal with this because that takes time. Keisha does that, but I'm in the hotel and I got her book. That I'm sending you one, and then if you have Zelly, you can pay me directly through Zelly. Just use my phone number. It's so I'm gonna put that down. Okay, Zelly, right, and my phone number. I think that's how it's being done now. I have to learn a lot too, because I'm OJ. I'm used to doing a banking with a card and going to the bank and the ATM, but now you got to do all kinds of ways now. So that's kind of crazy. There we go. Okay. And when you do call, I will have the beat going. Yes, when you call for the reading, I will have the beat. Yes, yeah, because you're not like my beat. So yes, the beat will be there when you call. Alive and well. You know how I do. I can't be without music for too long. Because even as I talk, I still have the, PAIN. I just manage it well. Okay. So understand that this is um Saturn in Sagittarius. Learn to be flexible in your thinking and in your judgments. And you'll be happier. How do I feel about heliocentric versus geocentric? I go with the geocentric because we don't live on the sun, we live on the earth. So, and all the planets revolve around the earth. And even though they all revolve also around the sun, we don't live in the sun. So it doesn't fit us well. It's a geocentric, just like sidereal or tropical. Well, we don't live in space, and that's sidereal. Tropical is when we measure things to the equator, and that defines tropical. And so, and we live definitely on a planet where the equator is important. So we go with tropical. Okay, now let's go and talk about. Well, wait your turn now. Wait your turn. Who's that? Baby Visions. Gotta wait your turn now. Oh no, that's not you. That's not you. Take that back. That's an incognito Josara in Aquarius, please, Uncle. Yes, don't worry. We gotta go. I gotta get to Capricorn first. Okay. Capricorn. Saturn in Capricorn. That wasn't the tell you, BB Visions. I apologize. No, it was Incognito Joe. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad, but I got you. I sometimes I forget that a lot of you don't know the order of the signs. No, you guys got to learn the order of the signs. And sometimes you guys don't. I thought that you all knew, but some of you don't know the order of the signs. So then I understood why. It looks like you're impatient, but it's not. Some of you don't know the order of the sign. Capricorn, and then Aquarius, and then Pisces. Saturn in Aquarius, believe it or not, and I hope you don't get mad. Don't get mad. Saturn in Capricorn. I'm sorry. I meant Saturn in Capricorn. Because that comes before, Don't get mad. But there isn't a lot to say that's negative about Saturn in Capricorn? Actually, yes, there are such things as twin flames and twin rays. I've done videos on it. They're on YouTube. And if they're not, then that means the Miss Farmer has moved them to Vimeo or Patreon. And remember, become patrons. So you can see these videos there. Because you don't see them on YouTube. I have 500 videos, but they're being systemically moved to Vimeo and Patreon. Do you guys have those sites? Let me put the sites up. You might not have the sites. Let me give you the sites for where you can see the videos, okay? Patreon. And it is in the description, you know. Patreon.com, I believe, / Fernando Prudhomme. Okay. And I believe you can, I don't know if it's double, if the names are together or if they're separate. If it doesn't go through, it's because they're not supposed to be together. I guess supposed to be separate, I guess. That's Patreon. That you join for $25 a month, you know? Or 20. I think it's 20. I believe it's 20. Yeah, 20. Let me put that here first, since you guys are inquiring. So I'll put that there. Per month, right? And then I believe you have Vimeo. I hope I'm spelling it right. .com. Same Fernando Prudhomme. Here you can buy the videos. They're like $10. And you can keep it. You can build your own library of these videos. They stay with you. Okay, here we are. I hope they get that. That's it. Okay. Okay. Okay, very good. Good morning. Okay. Saturn in Capricorn puts you on the moral seat. When you have Saturn in Capricorn, you are the walking policeman. The walking policeman. I need some tea. Let me get some tea and I'll walk with you guys, right? All right. Oh wait, I gotta put on my no. Oh, okay. Gotta put that on. I gotta go and get some tea. All right. While watching. Okay. Say hello to my demonic archons. They're always there protecting me. I don't look so sad. There you go. Say hello. Oh God, he does look evil today. All righty. Oh, did I bring my car with me? I don't want to get locked out. You know, I might get locked out. Oh no, here we go. Well, I guess you've seen the gym facility. Cool. So yes, understand that when you have Saturn in Capricorn, you are like the Keystone Cops. Have you ever heard of the Keystone Cops? Well, you guys are young. A policeman, a night patrolman. You know that policeman that in those old towns, there's only like Melbury, right? Remember the Andy Griffith show? Mulberry is the town, and then the only two cops in the whole town. Well, that's like Saturn in Capricorn. You have one cop supervising the entire town, and he's always walking up and down. He goes to crevices and different places. You know, he may pop out of nowhere. Hey, what are you doing in these parts, boy? You know what I'm saying? Like, and he knows everybody. He knows everybody in town. So he knows if there's a stranger or someone that don't belong. No? So he knows that Billy lives with the Carter, and they grew up since they were kids and went to school together, and they go to church together. No, these people grew up in generations. How are you, sir? I like that shirt. Grew up in generation. Did they take the coffee? Look at that. I came to get some tea, and they took the bitch. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Man, this is Saturn too, the third house. No, it doesn't become available. And I guess I'll have to take coffee because that's what they got. I think so. Who's doing my YouTube? No, that's YouTube.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Huh?
That's nice.
Yeah, it's live. I'm a YouTuber.
Okay, that's good.
Good, thank you. There you go. Dang. So, okay, I got my coffee. So, I can put it here. All right. How are you? Yes, thank you. The coffee's too good before they take it. Oh, yeah, it's what time is it? I think it's just now 10 o'clock here in Texas time. Let me put this here. All right. So do you know what I'm saying? Saturn in Capricorn is like the night watchman. He knows what's going on in town, a small town like Mulberry. And he knows everybody. He knows the families, the children, the doctors, the parish. Yes, I did, Michelle, but the nerves are too exposed for the clove oil. The doctor uses them. My dentist used them, but it's so damaged that you need something stronger. So I have to get the oregano or the dandelion oil, and that stops the pain. It's true. It's also really damaged that I need oregano or dandelion oil, and that's why you saw me squirt in my mouth. So I'm going to. That's what I had to do. Okay. I had to leave a mess. But that's what they get paid for, right? So I hate to be that. That sounded so arrogant. I hate. I have too much on my hands to carry to clean it. It's too much for me to clean it. Look it up. But I always say hi to the ladies, the cleaning ladies, and tip them well. Macadamia. And I can taste the sugar, and it does not kill in my mouth because the cavities were removed, the tooth was removed. Thank God. because I hate bland foods. And talking of bland foods, if you have Saturn in Capricorn, you're not too much fond of spicy foods and enriched tasting foods either. You're kind of like a meat and potatoes person. Listen, there's nothing wrong with meat and potatoes now. But I'm too spicy to just eat meat and potatoes every day. But Saturn in Capricorn likes bland foods. Hold on while I go get the coffee. Okay. So, with this position of Capricorn, you are left to call the shots on your own morality. For example, Saturn rules Capricorn. You thought right. Saturn does rule Capricorn. So Saturn in Capricorn, he's not going to punish you if you do something wrong. And he will reward you when you do something right. And he'll reward you quicker than in the other signs of the zodiac, including his favorite, Libra. With Saturn in Capricorn, you get what you want, when you want it, and how you want it, and fast. Saturn doesn't deny you anything. I'll give you another example. You have 4 children. No, you've adopted 4 children, but you have 1 child that comes from you and your wife. So instead of all 5 of you being treated equally, the one that is of blood will be treated better than the 4 that were adopted. Ever so subtly. Saturn and Capricorn. Sure does. And they might not want to. They might feel guilty about it. Oh, but they do. They show nepotism. In fact, nepotism is birth to the Saturn in Capricorn. If the father was to die and the mother, the 4 children will get their share of whatever it is that they're going to be left. But the son that was born from both blood, mother and father, will probably inherit the kingdom or the rights and power over the 4 adoptive brothers. You see how this works? There is a level of nepotism here and of privilege that one feels from birth when you're born with Saturn in Capricorn. It's a little bit too warm. Let me heat it up a bit. Saturn rules waste of time and lack of patience, delays and setbacks. But it doesn't do this when in its own sign. But the other signs suffer that. Not people born with Saturn in Capricorn. They get a free pass. They get a free pass. Now that sounds fucked up. If you have children and then you have other children in the house that were not yours, you mean to tell me that you're going to love them all equally and treat them all equally? Huh? Huh? Yes, I am a Virgo. I was born on September 19th, 1967. Yes, I am a Virgo. Yeah, I probably I might have the body of a Virgo, but I'm very Aries and Leo in my personality and in my psychology. Now, so understand that when you have Saturn and Capricorn, you are left with, yes, I am good, thank you. If they're talking to me, I don't even know. I'm just throwing myself in there. The narcissism, understand that you are left to your own devices. I'll give you another example. Bernie Madoff. Saturn in Capricorn. And he did shit and he got away with it. And the universe allowed him to get away with what he did. And hundreds of billions, not just billions, hundreds of billions. He just did whatever he wanted and destroyed people's lives. Brought down an economy of all the nations, not just this one. Fierce motherfucker. Fierce. Yes, he made off. He got off. That's how he got off. Yes. When that didn't work no more, that did it. Oh, please. There are all kinds of ways you can get off. You know, especially the more money you make. You know, the aphrodisiac and the excitement has to go up a level to a point where it can be sadistic. And that's where the rich can be very sadistic here. They need something to stimulate further up. The up they go, then nothing more to speed them up, stimulate them up. It's like trying to chase that high, that first high. Yeah. So here we see also a certain degree of sadism. Well, we do know a someone is calling for the 25 reading, so I have to let them know that I'm still taping. All right. Okay. Always these little interruptions, But if I don't stop it, it won't go away. So now what am I saying now? Yes, Saturn. Saturn in Capricorn allows you to take seat of your own moral morality. I have this young woman, right? Who she was witnessing corruption in her job. And she was watching how her boss, I can't go into details, but let's just say that this person was witnessing grand fraud. Fraud that could put you in federal prison for years. You know what I'm talking about. Them white collar, white boy crimes. And he was born with Saturn in Capricorn. And he told me, Uncle Fernando, what should I do? Should I report the authorities? I said, no, you're in too deep. And I did not want to tell him that I already knew that this was mafia related. And you don't want to fuck with them. They'll find you. So I had to tell him, listen, you need to go to your boss and let him know that you know what's going on and that you want no part of it. But you have to be ready to leave that job, leave that city, and start over. Because the mafia does not let anyone get away, not even those closest to them. They are all expendable. That's what you get for living such a great life under the backs of those that you've killed. That's the motto. Hey, I'm telling you, listen, and I got nothing to be afraid of. Please. I ain't committing nothing. I don't know nothing. And if I did, it's irrelevant. But the person decided to take the moral ground and fled to Pakistan. Fled to Pakistan. It's deep. I told you it was going to get deeper. Jace M, a lot of love for you. Tiffany Tate, a lot of love for you. It burns. Because then what does is that it burns. The tongue is blistered because of the anesthesia. Blistered. It's blistered. And the size of the mouth between the two. It's just all fucked up. And that's why I'm losing weight. All fucked up. And that's why I'm losing weight. Because I can't eat. I eat 1 meal a day, sometimes half a meal a day, and I have to force myself to eat every hour on the hour. Because surgeries, it'll be worse. So, yeah. So, this is, what is this? What is this? I do. I gotta do more live stream, but I got to be in health and in spirits, and I do some other things. It's like wow, wow. So understand that with Saturn in Capricorn, success will come when you want it. You'll get no blockages to your success, and you get to live long and with prosperity with Saturn in Capricorn. Now the flip side. Ooh, ooh. Yeah. To evolve, if you're going through a Saturn return with Saturn in Capricorn, then you must embrace the opposite polarity, which is Cancer, where you have to go back to your foundations, go back to your origins, go back to your roots, even if it means connecting back or reconnecting back to your own race. Because the beginning of the races begins in Cancer. The continuation of the races is Sagittarius. But the birth of the races, where one develops their own core values, and have a sense of country and patriotism, and love of country and love of self, and therefore those that look like you have the same race. This is all Cancer. You have to embrace your own values and have them upheld. Don't stray from your values and adopt another value with another set of moral standards away from what you've known and came from. Because if you let that happen, then you can get lost out there and be used for the manipulation and value that will benefit other people's values in lieu of your own. Because if you betray yourself, your country, your fellow man for the mighty dollar, which is very Capricornish, then you have nothing. You're spiritually and morally and ethically empty. If you throw to the side the foundation in which made you who you are to choose something else. It's deep. It's deep. This is Saturn in Capricorn. My fellow Earth sign, cardinal Earth. If Saturn wasn't so nice to you, it's because you probably wasn't so nice in other lifetimes, and now you have to pay and balance for that. Understand that Saturn is the law and the lord of karma. So if you're going through a tough time with Saturn, as I am, know that you are balancing the karma of your transgressions from other lifetimes, as I know I am, which is why I can't bitch too much, because I'm allowed to live and do this bitch all over again. But I gotta, pay the price for what I've done in the past. We all do, sooner or later. That's right, Elvira Valdez. Did y'all see what she said? She says, Saturn brought me back home. Foundation. That's right. Cancer. And now my abundance is coming in. Alhamdulillah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I used to do past life regressions, essential wave. I'm licensed in the state of New York, but I can't do it in Texas. And I did that long, long time ago. I think that license is expired. I will have to be relicensed to do it again. I can do it without a license, but if something happens, I can be held on criminal charges. Very dangerous stuff. Very dangerous stuff. I prefer that you get a birth chart than a past life regression, especially someone you don't know. Okay. Surely there, you must have been off the charge. Well, yeah, you must have been off the charge. Me too, all of us. But boy, the worse you are paying now, the more you're suffering in this life, the big bad boy or bitch you were in a past life, you must have been off the charts. Because the worst you are going to, if you're going to a really rough time in this life, really rough, roughneck, like they say, then that means that you were a bad bitch or nigga in the past life, which is why now they are roughnecking us, to balance the stuff. That's how you got to look at it, because that's really how it is. Yes. If I do talk more about Saturn in the signs, more deeper, if you go to Patreon and become members of Patreon, you could ask me all kinds of specific questions, provided that you get birth chart done. And then to Patreon, I can give you more information. If you cannot afford a birth chart, you should join Patreon. It's $20 a month versus $360 for the birth chart. Because then that way I can answer your questions directly to Patreon. But I always suggest it's better to get a birth chart done, because it's for a whole year service, and I can guide you towards your return. And that's what I would like to see more astrologers do, is guide their clients to their Saturn return and their phases. That's the best way that astrologers can be valuable to you, so you don't make a mistake of your direction, of your life, of your destiny. You should have an astrologer help you and direct your destiny, because we got the bait right here. Like, okay, no, bitch, you can't do this. You gotta do this. No, you can't do this. You gotta do this. And so like that you don't make a mistake and waste your time. It's smart. If you think about it, it's smart. Invest in yourself. Okay. Now, let's talk about Saturn in Aquarius. You all know. I gotta take a split for this one, because this one is the God complex. You need it. I'm about to talk about Aquarius. You need it. You guys don't mind if I step up in the bathroom? Give me 2 minutes in the bathroom, so they don't smell it. Okay. Wait, wait. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. But I had to do that. Because I'm going to talk about Aquarius. And let me tell you, Aquarius, that's right. If you ain't choking, you ain't smoking. Okay, let me turn it off. So they don't smell it, and charge me another $300, $400. They might throw me out of here. Even that's why they don't let me pay monthly. I have to pay weekly. $500-$600 a week to stay here. I want to pay the whole bill, but if I do that, then they can throw me out. Anyway, okay. Aquarius is man. I mean, Aquarius. We have to understand a couple of things about Aquarius. And Aquarius is it's a loner. It's a loner, or it could be a groupie. Because remember, Aquarius comes in two speeds. And there are 4 different types for the male and the female. And I've discussed that in my videos before, right? They are in Patreon or VIMEO, or they're still on YouTube. And you can watch those because they give you more insight. Okay. But Aquarius is very different. Whether you have the sun or the moon in Aquarius, or you have any planets in Aquarius. Right now, Uranus, a lot of people born with Uranus in Aquarius. So I'm speaking to a generation that has Uranus in Aquarius. Understand that Aquarius, the planet Uranus, is not part of our solar system. I mean, let me just put that out there. The reason why Aquarians feel so different, they don't feel like they can fit in. And they seem more lonely when they're in company than when they're by themselves. And there's always a need to disconnect, to withdraw. Believe it or not, there's an element of sadness here with Saturn in Aquarius. Understand that before Uranus was discovered in 1841, I believe it was. I forget now the years. As older you get, you forget certain things. Before Uranus was discovered, the ruler of Aquarius was Saturn, which is why there are some people that feel very comfortable, or they feel like they're more Saturnian than they are Aquarian. I've heard that be said before. I've heard that people who are Aquarius feel like they're Capricorns. Well, that's because they work well together. But the thing about Saturn and Aquarius is that the perspective is so linear and so secular that it almost lends no room in the psyche for other possibilities of experiences. Experiences seem to be relative events to the Aquarian mind. Um, there is a detachment emotionally from the experiences that the person is walking through. He's not feeling emotions. And what he does or she does their best to show emotion, they simulate the emotion rather than actually feel them. This doesn't make it easier on them either. Because of this, a lot of Aquarians are thought to lack empathy and are thought to lack compassion and consideration. But that couldn't be more true. That couldn't be more true of Aquarius with Saturn there or the sun or the moon there. The purpose for Saturn to be in Aquarius is because just like Saturn in Capricorn, it functions at home and it's at home here, and like a child that's privileged, it gives the child whatever it wants. Well, with Saturn in Aquarius, that child with Saturn in Capricorn has now become an adult in Aquarius with the same nepotism of the same father, but much older. And now the son has to make a choice for himself to direct his own destiny. The difference here is that Saturn, the father, will be there to back him up and support him. So Saturn in it keeps freezing. So Saturn in Aquarius is more of the actualized potential that's promised in Capricorn. What's promised in Capricorn becomes reality in Aquarius once a decision is made to walk the plank. Because the problem with Aquarius is that it's not consistent. For a fixed sign, it's very interesting that it is not consistent because it goes against its own philosophy. It backtracks, it sidesteps, it contradicts, and then it then goes the other direction, then goes back that direction, then pauses. And it seems that there's no mental stability of consistency of ethical actions when it comes to Aquarius. Aquarius changes direction just when he's getting or she's getting to the point of saturation of what they believe and what is the foundation of what it is that they believe in. Once it reaches a level where they feel it reaches a culmination where you cannot learn any further, then they withdraw. It's almost like they are afraid to reach the plateau in which there's no more thinking, there's no more logic, there's no more reasoning, just blissful integration and acceptance, which in a way can make you lose your own identity into whatever concept you're giving yourself to. So here we have two things going on. There's a psychological fear of enmeshment with another person when you are born with Saturn in Aquarius. And there's a fear of reaching a mental plateau where there's no more to think or there's no more to aspire to intellectually. And some of you are both, and some of you are one or the other. And with Saturn in Aquarius, you are forced to walk the plank and make a choice. Which one is it going to be? Let's take a pause. Well, I relight the spliff. Yeah. No, it's not the same for Venus in Aquarius, although somewhat, we want a somewhat, but not really. I gotta be careful not to cough too much. But you know what they say, if you ain't coughing, you ain't smoking, baby. Okay. So understand understand this is this could be a dilemma for Aquarius. Because on the other hand, on one hand, he'll sit, like we call this armchair psychology. He'll sit, right? Legs crossed, armchair psychology. And he will watch in the window and he'll watch life go by, observing as a second person, never third person. Or maybe third person, observing, third person. He's observing. He's not participating. He's behind the door, behind the window, and behind the veil so no one can see him. And he's enjoying all the aspects of human life quietly and personally on his own. But to get out of the chair and go out there and actually experience these emotions, what they do, what they generate, to experience the interactions of these people that generates these emotions and these feelings of closeness. That is what he or she is afraid to do. This is the problem now that we have when we are confronted with Saturn in Aquarius. Aquarius represents the community, the group consciousness. In order to take control and understand what is required of you when you have Saturn in Aquarius, you have to embrace the opposite polarity. And the opposite polarity is Leo. And what does Leo rule? Self-love, self uniqueness, something special about you. Aquarius is so busy feeling different from everybody else because he wants to enmesh and be like everybody else that he doesn't see his own uniqueness and specialtiness, which makes him different from everybody else. He's got it backwards. He thinks that being different is bad. It could be good. There's nobody else like you. Look at me. I'm very unique. And I embrace it. So what? I'm different. And I look different. And I act different. I think that's fun because it would be a very boring fucking planet if everybody was fucking the same, look the same, act the same. There's got to be a nut one in the crowd, something to give a little breather. What's wrong with being special and being unique and standing apart from everybody else? What's wrong with that? This is what the person born with Saturn in Aquarius needs to embrace. His own uniqueness and specialness, that he also can be in that crowd and also contribute to the beauty and uniqueness that it is to be included and be a part of a community. This is the salvation of those born with Saturn in Aquarius. Guys, thank you so much. Please donate www.paypal.me/Keisha Pharmaceutical Script now. Zelly, my phone number 347-485-6258. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and all of them. Facebook, I have all of that. And call for virtual. And again, the $25 25-minute reading is up for the next 2 days. Guys, I will see you. And thank you for tuning in.